You're watching Fox News at 10, Western Oregon's only 10 o'clock news.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us for Fox News at 10. I'm Natasha Chugtai. First on Fox, it's a huge day for uninsured children across Oregon. 80,000 kids who don't already have insurance will now be covered. Governor Ted Kulongoski signed the Healthy Kids bill into law, which will allow low-income parents who don't have coverage for their kids to get medical insurance. The plan adds kids to the Oregon Health Plan and will cover medical, dental, vision, and prescriptions.
We have decided that the status quo, a system that costs too much and covers too few, is unsustainable.
The plan takes effect today, with the second and third phases rolling out in October and January. The Lane County Sheriff's Office has identified the body of a man found burned in a car in Cresswell over the weekend. 36-year-old Michael Murphy of Harrisburg was identified by dental records. Firefighters were called to a car fire near Cresswell, and when they put the fire out, they found Murphy's body in the back. Police say the death is suspicious. Searchers today tried again in vain to find the body of a 15-year-old Springfield boy who presumably drowned on the Umpqua River. Crews searched the area where Josue Solares disappeared in the rapids by helicopter. They did not find any clues. Eugene police are waiting for the return of DNA test results that could close a 30-year-old cold case. Laura Rios with a top story.
In 1978, Karen Whiteside was walking to her friend's house. She made it as far as Fairfield Elementary School when somebody intercepted her and strangled her. School janitors found her body here the next morning. 30 years later, detectives say they are closer than ever to making an arrest.
Her body was found in the middle area there.
Photos, articles, school yearbooks, even the original 911 call log. Detectives Jeff Roth and Mel Thompson have looked over this evidence countless times since taking over the Karen Whiteside cold case in 2005.
It's in here somewhere, the answer, so we just keep looking at it.
The detectives think they found it. In June, we profiled Karen Whiteside's cold case, even running crime scene video from 1978. After the story aired, detectives received new information about a man who may have killed Whiteside. The same man they have also suspected, someone who knew her and is still in Oregon. So detectives returned to this mountain of evidence. Then another breakthrough.
He saw something that's been in the same photo for 30 years that everybody's just looked at.
Roth won't tell us what that item is or if it could be the murder weapon. He will say they expect to find the killer's DNA on it.
Just because of what the item is and the theory that Detective Thompson has on how it was used.
He won't tell us that theory either, but says if the killer's DNA is present, they will arrest him. In Eugene, I'm Laura Rios.
Now, those results should be back in 1 month. Detectives told us this person of interest was interviewed during the initial investigation in 1978. A Southwest Eugene road notorious for speeding and crashes is getting a totally new look. Construction crews are in the middle of a $1.3 million project on Bailey Hill Road. The road south of 18th is the main focus. It's being narrowed down from 4 traffic lanes to 2.
The idea of the medians is that the median will present a barrier of sorts to indiscriminate crossing of the road.
Pedestrians will push a button and new flash beacons will alert cars at the crossing. An Oregon woman says she's back on food stamps because of a food stamp program mistake. The state wants $2,000 back because they overpaid Monica Taylor. But she says she'd finally gotten off food stamps when she got the news the state wanted the money back.
I mean, I would rather someone else to have them who really needs them, because at the time I had a job that was making enough money where I didn't need to be on assistance. Yeah. And then they come back and, put this barrier up and you're right back in the same boat you were trying to get out of, And it happens over and over again to low-income people.
Officials with the Department of Human Services, which oversees Oregon's food stamp program, said they could not talk about Monica's case specifically. The transgender mayor of Silverton is officially reprimanded for his short skirt. Mayor Stu Rasmussen admits to wearing this open-back bathing suit, mini skirt, and high heels to speak to a group of kids for a Silverton-based nonprofit group. A member of that organization filed a complaint with the city. The mayor says the city's dress code doesn't apply to him because he isn't a man or a woman.
I don't care if Stu wears a bikini. but not on my time.
Any woman could have shown up in that same outfit and would not have been condemned. He was condemned because it's Stu and he's a man.
The council voted to censor the mayor, which basically means they officially don't like his outfit. Some breaking news tonight. 5 people are dead and 10 wounded after a man went on a shooting spree in a Pennsylvania gym. It happened at an LA fitness center near Pittsburgh. Witnesses say the man came into the class, walked to the back of the room and without saying a word, pulled out 2 guns and fired randomly at class participants. He then shot himself. A nudist is causing controversy in her Oregon City neighborhood. Ray is a nudist who says she's living a life free of toxins found in most foods and clothes. Whether it's a quick run out to the car or her morning outdoor exercises, Ray rarely wears clothes. She says she checked with police, who apparently told her it's completely legal.
Adam and Eve were naked and everything was fine until they ate bad food, and then they got really self-conscious. I stopped eating bad food a year ago.
Ray says she's doing this for herself and doesn't care who she offends. Another gorgeous day out there, and the temps are kind of starting to cool down. Seth, any rain in our future?
You know, Natasha, you were talking about the cooler temperatures. I grabbed my jacket before heading out the door. It's pretty nippy out here. You know what? Talking about the rain, we are looking at a very slight chance of some wet weather here in the valley as we start closing in on the work week. Let's head to our Doppler radar, where right now we are looking at the best bet of rain well to the northeastern part of Oregon. And there you have it. Our Fox News at 10 Doppler radar does confirm it, where we are looking at those scattered showers and some storms just outside Pendleton, but closer to home, really not much to speak of. Let's start talking about those temperatures now. Boy, is it chilly, not only in Eugene and Springfield, but throughout the Willamette Valley. It's 62 right now in Salem, 71 in Portland, 60 here at home in Eugene, 65 in Roseburg, and about 59 in Coos Bay and North Bend. So as we wake up tomorrow morning, we'll start talking about mostly cloudy skies and temperatures again in the 50s. 53 come 6 in the morning, about 69 at noon, and 78 by 3 p.m. Yanking out the chance of storms tomorrow, but I'll throw it back in there come Thursday. We'll dissect it all for you coming up in your extended forecast. That's about 10 minutes away, Natasha.
All right, thanks, Seth.
You bet.
Well, we have some breaking Idol news tonight. Fox is reporting Paula Abdul has decided against returning as a judge. On her Twitter page, she tweets, "With sadness in my heart, I've decided not to return to Idol." Now, this hasn't been 100% confirmed yet, but we will keep you posted on what happens. Police say knowing who lives next door is key to preventing crime. Tonight, millions around the nation took part in National Night Out. Alyssa Harrington has another one of our top stories.
Have you been a victim of a crime?
No, thankfully.
Whether or not you felt crime firsthand, it's important for communities to stay safe. Tuesday, all 50 states joined in for the 26th annual Night Out Against Crime, meant to heighten community crime and drug awareness.
Now, the main point of National Night Out is to do exactly what folks here are doing. Head outside and get to know your neighbors.
Police saying knowing who's on your block is one of the biggest crime prevention tools.
Your neighbors know what's normal in the neighborhood and what isn't normal in the neighborhood. And if you communicate with one another, you're aware of something that might be unusual, and then you're able to address it.
Karen Jenkins with the Royal Creek Homeowners Association in West Eugene says they have a neighborhood watch group, but admits it's tricky to keep up with who's moving in and who's moving out.
There's a lot of people that, everybody's working, so you don't see people a lot. There's been a lot of new people come into the neighborhood in the last year.
She says their biggest problem is traffic. Matt Labounty, who lives near Monroe Park, says theirs is theft.
Maybe if I left my bag in my car, someone might bust my window and grab it.
Police say during this weather, their biggest safety tip is to keep doors and windows closed. And this National Night Out, to be aware of your surroundings and those surrounding you in neighboring homes. I'm Alyssa Harrington reporting.
Well, it's fair time in Douglas County. The annual Douglas County Fair kicked off today in Roseburg. There's rides, games, and all kinds of fun for the whole family. This year's fair concerts also kick off tonight. Stay tuned to find out how you can win tickets right here on Fox just a little later in the newscast.